Good afternoon. I'm Chris Walker, and I have the privilege of serving as principal here at Muncie Central High School. And on behalf of our faculty and staff, I want to welcome you to our second of 3 ceremonies in the 152nd commencement for Muncie Central High School. I would like to take this opportunity to thank some individuals that have made today possible. First, to our custodial staff. They've done a fantastic job of getting the auditorium and our student center ready for our graduation ceremonies. In addition, a special thank you to Mr. Steve Perry and Mark Slusher. They're taking care of all of the video tributes, student speeches, and providing today's live streaming for all 3 ceremonies. I would also like to thank the members of our Board of Trustees for Muncie Community Schools and our central office team. We want you to know how much your support means to all of us, and we want to thank you for allowing this opportunity to exist to celebrate the class of 2020. Next, I'd like to thank the teachers and staff here at Muncie Central. You will not find a more dedicated and loving group of individuals that come together as a collective team in supporting, encouraging, celebrating the accomplishments of our students. One of my favorite traditions of graduation is when our staff and teachers can join us, and I'm sad that they're not able to be here in person today, but I do know that they're watching from home, and graduates, please know that your teachers and staff are very proud of you. And finally, we would like to thank all of our family members and friends of our graduates. We know how important this milestone is, and we also wish that circumstances were not the way they are so you could be in attendance today as well. No one accomplishes anything great by themselves, and we are so appreciative of the things that you have done and the support that you've had leading up to this moment for our graduates. At this time, I would like to ask all of our graduates and those folks on stage to please stand, face the rear of the auditorium, and join me in congratulating and thanking all of our family and friends watching from home, back there in the sound booth. Graduates, you may stay standing and now face the stage. And at this time, we will conduct the Pledge of Allegiance. Gentlemen, if you would, please remove your caps. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated, and gentlemen, you may put your caps back on. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the president of the class of 2020, Miss Gracie Evans. Gracie has recorded a special video message that will be played for all of her fellow graduates. Take it away, Gracie.
Welcome, friends and family who are joining us virtually to Muncie Central's 152nd graduation ceremony. We wish you could be here with us today, but we know that you are with us in spirit. To my classmates, congrats, we did it. Now, it's no secret that the end of our high school career is not the one that we expected. To be blunt, it was pretty rough. We missed out on spring sports, prom, choir and band concerts, everything that should have made up our last few months of high school. We deserve those memories, the last days of school with our classmates, heart-to-hearts with our favorite teachers, staff, or coaches, as we prepared to say goodbye to this chapter of our lives. I think we've all had moments of anger that this situation has been so unfair to us. But I hope to see us all reflect fondly on our time at Muncie Central, rather than focus on what we have lost. Every one of us in this auditorium has been deeply impacted by our time in this school in some way. Whether it was in the classroom, athletics, clubs, the arts, or wherever else you found your home, we've all grown into the people that we are today through these shared experiences. I've had some of the most dedicated, caring, and impactful coaches, teachers, and administrators in my time at Muncie Central, and I'm so incredibly grateful for the time that I was able to spend under these mentors. They have helped us all grow as more than just students or athletes, but as people. When I look out into this auditorium, I see so many intelligent, creative, and capable graduates. We may not have been able to close this chapter of our lives in the way that we wanted, but that doesn't take away our ability to control our future. We are the first graduating class in a completely new world, and we have the opportunity to make the change in the world that we want to see. You may look at yourself and ask, what can I do? But remember that there is strength in numbers. Come together with your communities and use your voice. When you shout out into the big, wide world, someone will hear you. Whether you are entering the workforce, going to college, joining the military, or following whatever path is right for you, know that you are well prepared. As you continue through your journey, continue to rely on the qualities that you have gained during your time at Muncie Central. The hard work, resilience, and passion that make us all Bearcat proud.
Thank you very much, Gracie, for your wonderful remarks. At this time, I have the pleasure of recognizing our class officers and class sponsors for the class of 2020. Our class officers, our president, Gracie Evans. Our vice president is Jenna O'Donohue. Our secretary is Katie Hunter. The treasurer is Gabby Merkel. And the public relations coordinator is Zeke Robertson. Our two class sponsors for the class of 2020 are Ms. Jennifer Jensen and Mr. John McCallop. The class officers and class sponsors have been working extremely hard to plan and organize the events that have recognized the class of 2020. While they understand the frustrations of not having our traditional celebrations, they have done an amazing job of creating events to allow the accomplishments of the class of 2020 to not go unnoticed. I want to thank them for their efforts regarding our senior parade, which was held on June 1st, and all three of today's graduation ceremonies. Please join me in thanking the class officers and the class sponsors. At this time, I have the pleasure of introducing to you the president of the Muncie Community Schools Board of Trustees, Mr. Jim Williams. I've had the opportunity to work very closely with Mr. Williams the past 2 years, and I have witnessed firsthand the passion and commitment that he has for our school corporation and for our community. Making sure our students, staff, and families have the best possible educational experience is one of his top priorities, and we as a school corporation are much better off for his efforts. Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Good afternoon to each of you, the soon-to-be graduates of the Muncie Central High School class of 2020. In spite of the challenges of this very unique year, we are finally getting the opportunity to formally recognize and celebrate your graduation. A mere 36 years ago, basically double your age, I enjoyed my graduation ceremony. I can assure you, with all the sincerity I can muster right now, that I can remember very little of what was said by the speakers on that May afternoon in 1984. With that admission, I will be very brief. Your class and all those other students who are graduating around the nation this year have the misfortune of being the first and hopefully the last graduating class impacted by this pandemic. With that in mind, I want to leave you with two very brief messages. First, on behalf of the MCS Board of Directors, I want to say thank you for your positive and resilient approach to the challenges of this year. We have watched you persevere and manage this situation with grace, in spite of the profound disappointments you undoubtedly feel. My mom always said, it's not what happens to you in life, it's how you react to what happens. When you face challenges, if you react poorly, the challenges you face takes control of you. When you react with grace, grit, and determination, you control and overcome the challenge. From my vantage point, you all have managed to face this challenge down and bring us here today to this celebration. So congratulations to you. Second, and on a personal note, I want to place a challenge in front of you today. Right now, by any objective measure, our country is facing profound and serious challenges. The adults in the room are deeply divided about how best to remedy what ails us. This is very troubling and disappointing to me. So on behalf of at least this adult, I'm apologizing to each of you in that we have not done a better job as caretakers of this place where we all have to live. On the other hand, in observing my own 2 children and all of you, I am given great hope for our future as you stand on the cusp of greater responsibilities for our collective well-being here on planet Earth. My challenge to you today, the Muncie Central High School class of 2020, is that you take your talents and convictions out into the world and to make it a better place. How do you do this, you ask? It's really very simple. Show up every day prepared to work hard, give back to your communities, engage in public service. Please respect the power of nature, love your neighbor no matter what or who, and never ever give up no matter the challenge. As I close today, I want to take a moment and remember John Lewis. Congressman Lewis died last night at the age of 80. As some or many of you even may know, Congressman Lewis was on the front lines of the civil rights movement with Dr. King. He marched on the Pettus Bridge in Selma in 1965, among many other epochal moments during that movement. Addressing young people just like you, he frequently exhorted them to find a way to get in the way, to find a way to get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble. In his memory today, I say to you, get in the way, get in good trouble, necessary trouble. Get out there and find the wrongs to be righted and put yourself in the way. But on this special day, today, simply relax and treasure your friends and family as you celebrate this very meaningful accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. I would also like to thank Mr. Williams and our entire board, our central office staff, for the generosity that they've shown to our graduates this year. Thanks to our board and central office staff, funding has been provided for several items for our graduates. Each graduate did receive yard signs to display after we did move to virtual learning earlier this school year. Also, each of our graduates will receive a 5x7 school picture from Grad Images of today's graduation ceremony. And they will also receive a thumb drive with all of the video tributes, speeches, and each of all 3 ceremonies from today. So thanks again to our school board and administration for making those generous gifts to our graduates. Thank you very much. At this time, we're going to hear from our second student speaker. It is Benito Vargas. Benito, take it away.
Hey guys, what's up? It feels like it's been forever since we last saw each other, and it actually has. The last time we heard an announcement from Mr. Walker, well most definitely I, did not think it would be the last time we would be sitting in a regular classroom. Wow, what unprecedented times we live in. Masks are becoming a social norm. Anyway, I would first like to thank our wonderful teachers and staff for actually letting us have a chance to do the one thing every senior ever has worked their butt off for. Walking across the stage. Thank you. You guys are the heart and soul of our school. Well, you can't forget about us, the class of 2020. I feel like we helped out a lot too. I mean, Mr. Walker did become the principal when we were all just tiny little freshmen. Now I know it might be the way we imagined it, but at least we can walk. Pete's not getting to walk at all. Alright, so I'll try not to bore you, but I'm not making any promises. And what the heck, I'm up for the challenge. Psych, I'm not here for that. Now some of you might think I'm funny, flirtatious, always trying to prove someone wrong. I mean, it is hard being right all the time, or being the center of attention, but that's not me. Sounds like someone I know though. Dark hair, yay high, caramel skin, piercing brown eyes. Okay, I'll stop bragging about that handsome brother of mine and get on with the things that I actually miss. First and foremost, I will definitely miss the atmosphere of coming to school and seeing all of my friends. You guys make such a big difference in my life, and I don't think you guys understand just how much. You guys are awesome. You guys make coming to school great. I will most definitely miss all of the great laughs that I had with everyone. And I will miss saying hi to everyone in the hallway every 0.2 seconds. Second off, and I think I can speak for everyone on this one, we will miss Miss Sally. one of the best lunch ladies in the entire world. She made lunch the best. She even came out and hugged and talked to each and every one of us every single day. We love you, Miss Sally. Don't worry, I'll try and come visit. Finally, I'll miss the teachers and staff. I can still hear Mr. Walker saying hi to everyone in the halls. Miss Ward telling those freshmen to take that hoodie down, and y'all know Miss Ward don't play. Mr. Jones' smiling face, making sure everyone's getting to class on time, and Mr. Oliver, making sure nobody's cutting in the lunch line. Y'all know who you are. Let's not forget about the teachers. You guys rocked. Not only did you thrive to help us, but you made sure we were breaking the remembering process and reaching our best potential as students. And I thank you for that. If it weren't for the wonderful teachers here, I don't think I could boast a 4.6 GPA or that I have 61 college credits coming out of high school. And I'm going to be a junior in college. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Now that I've said all that I think I wanted to say, I will end with this. The class of 2020. I know we have only known each other for 4 long, but fast, really, really fast years. We walked into this crazy thing called high school, and we kicked its, and I'm proud to be a part of this class. No, this family. And I want you all to know that I appreciate each and every one of you. And I know for a fact that each and every one of us is destined to do something great. It's possible if you only believe. And with that, I can finally say we did it. We graduated. All of our hard work has paid off. Diploma, here we come. See y'all in 20 years. Benny out.
Great job, Benny. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the Salutatorian for the class of 2020, Miss Laura Rogers. Laura has been extremely active in her time here at Muncie Central and has earned a cumulative GPA of 4.99 on a 4.0 scale. Laura will be attending IU Bloomington in the fall. The Salutatorian of the class of 2020, Laura Rogers.
Hello, Muncie Central Class of 2020. I am your salutatorian, Laura Rogers. Congratulations on this wonderful achievement. We have officially done the unimaginable of finishing high school online, graduating during a pandemic, and sacrificing the most important part of our senior year. We have been forced to give up things that no other class has ever had to think about, such as prom, last sports seasons, last performances, and even our last walks through the halls of Muncie Central. We have had to live in months of confusion on whether or not we'd be even able to salvage a graduation. But amidst the uncertainty, we pulled through. We have shown our strength and have stood up to adversity. We will forever be remembered as the class that took on a pandemic and finished strong. We have proved to be resilient and that we are prepared for whatever the world throws at us. Whatever your next step is, you will always be ready. For me, I will be attending IU Bloomington in the fall. I would like to thank my parents, Bill and Heather Rogers, for helping me get to where I am today and for helping me to get set on my next path. No matter what your new journey is or who got you there, you are forever part of the class of 2020. The class who finished out online. The class who stands out against all others. And from the class of 2020 to our family, friends, teachers, coaches, directors, and all of our supporters, thank you for all you have done for us. Thank you for persevering with us and ensuring we made it through these difficult times. Together, we made it, and we are incredibly grateful for everyone sticking by us. To my fellow classmates, good luck on your next step. Wherever we go and whatever we do, we will always be able to take on the challenges that are there along the way and help change the world.
Thank you and great job, Laura. At this time, we're going to meet the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Mr. Logan Williams. Logan has had a very successful academic career throughout Muncie Community Schools and here at the high school, and is graduating with a cumulative GPA of 5.03 on a 4.0 scale. Logan will also be attending IU Bloomington in the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Mr. Logan Williams.
To start, I'd like to thank the many people who helped us all get to where we are today. I'd like to thank our amazing teachers who proved why they put flexible on their resumes. I'd like to thank my awesome family and every other family watching us tonight from home. I'd like to thank our administration and Mr. Walker for keeping this school running, as well as providing meals to the people of Muncie, even during the heat of this pandemic. I'd also like to thank everyone else in the process of education. The lunch ladies who kept us fed, the custodians who kept the hallways clean, our coaches, subs, student teachers, and everyone else who made Muncie Central, Muncie Central. Much has changed in all of our lives over the many years we've been in school, and honestly, I never imagined I'd be wearing this here today. Not that I didn't picture myself graduating, but that coronavirus would cancel our ceremony. I imagined I'd be walking the stage as a graduate of Southside High School. Growing up, I went to Southside versus Central football games and rooted for the Rebels, not being able to wait until I got to go to Southside myself. And eventually, I did end up going there. In June 2014, Wilson shut down, and Southside became my new middle school. After that, I'd be going to Muncie Central. I remember being upset that I'd be going there. I remember not wanting to have classes with kids from the north side of town, being worried that we wouldn't like each other or get along very well. Turns out, not all of them bad. I actually ended up meeting many of my closest friends now. It took me a little while to get over my frustrations, but looking back, having Muncie Central as the only high school in Muncie was one of the greatest things that's happened to me. And no, I'm not counting Delta. While the transition had its flaws, I'd like to think the merger helped us come together to form a better Muncie. But now things are getting a little crazy. With coronavirus sweeping this country, schooling was shifted online and stay-at-home orders were signed. And while many of us stayed inside and tried to figure out the cure to boredom, many of my peers here, many of you at home, were deemed essential workers. You all put your health at risk to keep this city, this state, and this country running, all while being paid less than you deserve. If you worked an essential job, you deserve to be celebrated. You are all truly the backbone of this country. Now more than ever, the future is uncertain. If you don't believe me, just wait to see what happens next month. So much is going to continue to change, and this is the world that we're being thrown into. I don't know all of you or what challenges you had to face. What I do know is, whatever you got through to get here, you got through it, and you can keep getting through it. You made it. We all made it. We may have been dealt a pretty bad hand going forward in life, but we can be the ones to make sure the next generation has a better hand the next time around. If things are going to change around us, it might as well be us to make sure that things change for the better. Whatever your plans are for the future, whether you're going to college, the military, straight to work, or taking a year or so off, I believe in us all. We all made it here, and we can all make it further. I didn't get my chance to say my goodbyes in March, so I guess I'll say them now. To all my friends, peers, teachers, and anyone else who impacted my life in high school, thank you. I love you all, and I hope nothing but the best for the class of 2020.
Great job, Logan. At this time, I have the honor and high privilege of presenting the class of 2020 for graduation. In presenting the class of 2020, I feel it most appropriate to highlight just a few of their accomplishments. The class of 2020 has one student graduating with a technical honors diploma. The class of 2020 has 67 students graduating with an academic honors diploma. And the class of 2020 also has one student graduating with both a technical and academic honors diploma. There are 151 students in the graduating class of 2020 that are graduating with a Core 40 diploma. The class of 2020 has 38 students who are graduating with a cumulative GPA of 3.0 to 3.49. There are 25 students in the class of 2020 graduating with a cumulative GPA of 3.5 to 3.99. And we also have 44 students graduating in the class of 2020 who have accumulated a cumulative GPA of 4.0 or above. Several students from the class of 2020 have earned scholarship dollars to further their education. The class of 2020 has accumulated scholarship offers for our graduating seniors that total a staggering $6,421,292. The class of 2020, we are extremely proud of your accomplishments and wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce you to the CEO and Director of Public Education for Muncie Community Schools, Dr. Leanne Kwiatkowski, or as we call her, Dr. K. Dr. K joined NCS just over a year ago and has led our corporation through what we would say are some unique times. No matter the circumstances, though, Dr. K has always, and I'm stressing the word always, placed our students first. She has worked tirelessly to make sure that our school and our community are the model for our entire state, and we are well on our way to achieving this goal. On behalf of the students and staff at MCHS, we want to thank Dr. K for her leadership, her guidance, her compassion, and her determination, and we look forward to working with her for many years to come. And before she takes the podium for her remarks and to accept the class, I have one duty in presenting the class of 2020, and here goes. Dr. K, it is my honor as the principal at Muncie Central to report that the members of the class of 2020 have met all of the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Indiana Department of Education and the Board of School Trustees for the Muncie Community Schools. I therefore recommend that these students be allowed to graduate. Dr. K.
Well, thank you, Mr. Walker. Before I begin, I just want to say thanks to you. I see many of you out there wearing your Muncie Central High School face masks, and I appreciate that you're trying to keep everybody safe at school, so thank you for that. I'd also like to begin by thanking the administration for organizing this graduation, especially during these challenging times. I'd like to thank our teachers who are watching for providing care and guidance for our students, along with the diligence to provide great content and learning experiences. I'd also like to express my appreciation to the parents and families who have nurtured all of you. Your love and support have gotten us here today. It's my honor and privilege to be speaking to you today during this uniquely exciting and anxious time. It's hard to imagine that a virus discovered in a small village in China could affect the daily lives of people all across the world, including us here in Muncie. But that's what's happened, and I applaud all of you for adapting and persevering. I know you've had your share of disappointments. In addition to what the coronavirus has done to affect your home lives, you've certainly lost out. No prom, no spring break, no spring sports, no fine arts competitions, and having a couple months of e-learning. We did our best, but I know that was quite a challenge. These were disappointing. But if you step back and think about it, what a great lesson for you to embrace, especially as you consider where to go and what to do with your life. Consider this: you are a part of a global society like no one ever in history before. News now travels instantly. Social media has given everyone a voice. A single person can change the world and do it quickly. And that's what I want you to ponder. Throughout your life, you're going to face tough decisions and experience your share of challenges. Many of you already have, and I commend you for fighting through those challenges to get to this day. High school graduation is a day to celebrate and to remember. It's also our first step. As you take your next step, whether that's college, entering the workforce, or entering the military, please think about all that you've accomplished over the last 4 years and be proud of it. Your family is, and we are. You are already an achiever, so keep achieving. We need you to achieve. We need you to find your path to happiness and even greater achievement, because we live in a great big world where each and every person can have an impact. You can be a change agent and make a positive impact as a laborer, an educator, a homemaker, a parent, an executive, a college student. It doesn't matter. You are my hope for a brighter future. You have an incredible opportunity right now. Enjoy your youth and use your energy to achieve your dreams. With hard work and determination, you can overcome whatever challenges come your way. We will overcome this pandemic, and one day you'll be able to look back and to tell stories about how you persevered and achieved. I wish you the best now and into the future. And as I hear from many of our alumni, once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat. By the authority granted to me from the Board of School Trustees and for the Muncie Community Schools, it is my honor and privilege to accept and affirm that the members of the class of 2020 have met all the requirements for graduation set forth by the Indiana Department of Education. Mr. Walker, at this time, you may recognize the graduates of the class of 2020. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr. K. We're going to ask Mr. Tom Lyon to read the class roll. Before he does that, due to our delayed graduation, there are members of the graduating class that could not attend due to various other commitments, of which include basic training and a branch of our military service. We will read each name of the graduating class, even if those folks are not able to join us today. Mr. Lyon, at this time, will you please read the roll for the class of 2020?
Taz Jalise Isom. Jalen Ivy. KJ Jackson. Miles Jackson. Vernacia J. Cox. Jace Jeffers. Dakota Jefferson. Michael Jenkins, Jr. Mia Jennings. Claudia Jimenez Cacoyo. Angelina Johnson. Deshae Johnson. December Johnson. Joseph Johnson. Rebecca Johnson. Thomas Johnson. Jayla Jones. Michaela Joyce. Sadie Kashi. Emma Kinney. Daisy Kuhn. Riley Kramer. Scott Kramer III. Larry Lampkins. Kennedy Little. Elisha Lloyd. Jacob Lloyd. Jordan Locke. Jaden Long. Daryl Love Jr. Tanisha Lowe. Trevor Lowe. Savannah Lutz. Kinley Malone. Jalen Marshall. Nevada Martin. Alan Martinez. Scotty Mason Jr. Emily Matthews. Catherine McCormick. Carson McCoy. Mylan McCowan. Miles McDaniel. John McDuffie Jr. Cassidy Meadors. Jose Mendez Heitzman. Gabrielle Merkel. Jaden Miller. Madison Miller. Robert Miller. Tyler Miller. Alea Mitchell. Rose Mitchell. Alicia Mixon. Misha Mori. Jeffrey Moeller. Shayla Mooneyhan. Dejion Moore. John Moreno Cruz. Joseph Moreno. Nathan Moreno. Tyla Morgan. Carmen Morris. Jasmine Mountcastle. Adriana Molinex. Austin Myers. Trenton Neal. Christopher Nevings. Sabrina Nicholas. Hannah Norman. Dalen Norvell. Stacia O'Connor. Jack O'Day. Jenna O'Donoghue. Nisa Olden. Amelia Onyate. Julio Orozco. Jack Osborne. Travis Pegues. Gino Penny. Aaron Perkins. Cameron Phillips. Iverson Pointer. Marissa Quiroz.
That's it. At this time, would all the graduates please stand? You may now officially change your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations. Now you may be seated. The class officers felt it was extremely important that even though our traditional graduation ceremony had to be altered, that certain parts or certain traditions still be included. One of those traditions is the transposition. The transposition at Muncie Central is the transfer or passing of the torch from the current senior class to the next senior class. At this time, we will have a video transposition. Take it away.
This symbol that we are lighting represents the spirit of Muncie Central, embodying the great traditions, the hopes, and the aspirations of all who walk, teach, and learn within her halls. This flame is the visible symbol of the intense spirit that burns continuously in the hearts of Bearcats past and present. It is rekindled each year at graduation to remind the newly elected senior officers and the student body of their responsibility toward keeping this spirit burning brightly in the hearts of every Muncie Central student. May you, with the help of your educators and the people of this community, not only preserve, protect, and defend, but also promote, enhance, and perfect the spirit of Muncie Central High School.
It is with humility that I accept this symbol on behalf of these officers and each person who will have the opportunity to be a Muncie Central Bearcat. We acknowledge our great heritage, and we are most grateful for each person who makes the spirit of Muncie Central as visible as we see it here. And it is conveyed from the heart of the persons entitled to bear the title Muncie Central Bearcat. Our total effort will be to further enhance the image of Muncie Central for her students, past, present, and future. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke, and thank you, Gracie. And our final student speaker with her closing remarks today will be Asia Wyatt.
Administrators, classmates, and parents. Graduation is one of the most important milestones in a person's life. It is after graduation that you soar to the new world of dreams and aspirations. It is after graduation that you spread your wings out wide and fly out to explore the world in pursuit of your goals. In case nobody has told you yet, I am immensely proud of all of you. The 13 years of blood, sweat, and tears that we put into our academic work while also trying to balance work and social life and trying to change the world is immensely breathtaking to see and experience. We are part of a peak of social change in this country, and I'm so happy that I get to be part of it with you. Even though this country is going through a big change, let's remember that our futures are ahead of us. Let's not forget the thousands of scholarships and college applications that we've had to fill out, and the emotional tears of joy when our colleges emailed or sent us letters of acceptance in the mail. We did it. You did it. We looked adversity in its eyes and marched right by it. Graduates, I hope you have all had time to sit at home and cherish the last bittersweet moments you had at MCHS. Whether that was your last lunch, your last class, or even your last sporting event. 4 years feels like an eternity when you're just starting. However, it passes by so quickly. As we transition into adult life, remember that every moment counts. Take advantage of every day as there's no limit to your potential. Whether you're going to college, a trade school, the workforce, the military, or you're still undecided, it will always be okay. I was told just a few weeks ago that we are in control of the energy that we allow in our lives. If you let negative energy in, negative energy will come. Remember the people that you have met in your life that have brought nothing but positive energy and keep them close. For they are the ones that want to see you succeed more than anyone. Life isn't about what you learned in high school. It's about being open to learning more. Our generation is the generation of change. We have protested, spoke out, and marched. I'm excited to see what we will change in this world. We are the strongest, most determined, and most intelligent group of people this world has ever seen. Let that be known. Tell them who you are. We are the class of 2020. I wish every graduate the best of luck in your future endeavors. Don't be afraid to reach out to one another, for it is the relationships that you have built here that will last a lifetime. Congratulations, we did it. MCHS class of 2020, signing out.
Great job, Asia. So graduates, at this time, I will get into position, so will Miss Jones, and once our music starts, we will exit out of the auditorium, and you will have one final walk down the front hallway here at Muncie Central before meeting your families and friends on the other side of the building. On your way out of the auditorium, you will grab grad swag bags that have put together by generous support from our community sponsors. And I would also give a special thank you to Miss Angela Beck from Old National, who also is a Muncie Central parent, for putting together all of the bags and gifts for our graduates. Class of 2020, we are so proud of all you have accomplished and will continue to accomplish. You have definitely made us Bearcat proud. It is my honor to now officially call you graduates of Muncie Central. Congratulations.